And we looked at few cases where the coefficient values were changed and how it plays out. So this is what we saw for coefficient value. This was the original one, and then we are looking at, this is the original one, right? And then we are looking at, probably we have all noted in this particular case that as the filter order is increasing, these variations, this one that you see over here, okay, that is coming closer and all, and other side lobes are coming into picture over here, over here. Similarly, the ripple or the variation that you saw here, that is coming over here. So this is another observation, small observation. So then we started playing with the coefficient values, and this is 1.5, where we saw that filter characteristics getting changed. So this is not close to zero or zero floor, it is increasing. Then 1.9 further increased, and we saw when it is 2, which is the case where we got some such thing. So we stopped here. So can somebody tell me any significance, anything that you would like to comment about this kind of filter or this unit sample response or some such thing? What do you expect? If I apply this one, this Hn to a signal Xn, what should I expect at the output? This excursion is about 0.5, all those things we discussed in the last class. Yeah.
From the frequency response, we can perhaps think that it is acting like a band stop filter.
Okay. Any other point? Any other observation? Is it exactly band stop? I mean, what you have said is correct from whatever we have discussed so far, because we have discussed only 4 varieties: low pass, high pass, band pass, band stop. Okay. So from that point of view, whatever you have said is correct. But still, if anybody wants to say anything, because I have written something so that maybe giving you some hint or indication. So from that,
It's like a rejection filter, like resonance filter.
okay, right. So a particular frequency, right? I mean, resonance, that is a Q factor and all. So in that particular sense, you are saying resonance or that thing from your other study of other subjects that you have done so far. Yes. So what you see here, it is more like a particular frequency being eliminated, and of course you are doing a continuous time plot, etc. So it gives a look like this. So this is like creating a notch or a notch filter kind of characteristics that is visible over here. Okay. Now, if you can recollect, so this was 512 and this you can see around 256, because pi by 2 was our cutoff frequency, isn't it? This is the pi by 2, right? Okay. So we can understand that if we have a multiple sinusoids, one of the frequency, if it is at this particular frequency, it is expected to get eliminated, right? So we just see whether it is happening in that manner or not. Again, as I said, it is a next level course from signals and systems. So though we have learned convolution before, so we would like to put it into practice and see that whether things are really working or not. So these are all familiar things to you. 15 Hertz, 25 Hertz and 35 Hertz. These three frequencies we are talking about, and sampling frequency is 100 Hertz, right? Maximum frequency that Nyquist rate is 50 Hertz, so it is all well below the Nyquist rate. So there is no aliasing and other aspects coming into picture. So 4 into 2, 8 plots are to be there. In the first plot, we expect that the first set of plots, time domain representation or sequence domain representation against indices n, the values, composite signals values will be plotted, and then its frequency response will be there. After that, what we expect is that these different kind of high pass filter, not high pass filter, the filter that we have just designed with coefficients downweighted in the middle part. So this middle part, this coefficient which was high, I mean 0.5, then we gradually brought down. So in this case, it is totally 0. Okay. So that is convolved with the composite signal, right? Pi by 2 is the cutoff frequency. So this pi by 2, in this case, because of whatever we had seen before, corresponds to the notch that we see here. So that is the 25 Hertz, right? You can connect it. Am I clear? This was our original high pass filter frequency response. Okay. So cutoff frequencies was somewhere here. So this is 200, this is 300. So 250 is here. So 256 is somewhere here. So this was the original one, right? So it is in the transition band, that cutoff frequency that we had seen. So over here, after doing all those manipulation with the coefficients, at that point we see a notch, right? So if the frequency is placed here and the impulse response is anything but what that high pass filter with cutoff frequency at 25 Hz is put, something like this, then we expect that the 25 Hz component is getting eliminated, right? So it will be, this region is kind of, so-called band pass going unattenuated or with little bit of attenuation for practical purposes. These 15 Hz and 35 Hz lying in this region, and rest should, the 25 Hz should get eliminated. Okay, this is what our expectation is. So let us see what happens. Okay, so this is the time domain signal in the left hand side, and this is your, these are their frequency representation. Now your observation, please. So this is for 3. We are continuing with the same example. This is 7 and this is your 39. Am I correct? Yes, 3, 7, 39. So this is your 3, this is your 7, this is your 39. Please volunteer, and preferably those who have not spoken or usually do not speak, come forward and participate. And I have already put a question mark over here. So this is 39, this is 7, and this is 3. it is done from MATLAB simulation, but if you put it in a hardware like DSP processor also, the same multiplication, addition, etc. will be done. So result will be same. I mean, in this particular case, simulation and hardware implementation or through a general purpose device, they do match. So there is nothing that would be different than what you see in the screen. Yes, anyone? What is your observation on this?
So like for all the three cases, we see that for all 3, 7 and 39, we see that the peak which was initially at the 25 hertz frequency, the middle one, has been due to the notch present.
Right.
But we see that,
and others are fine. I mean, they have not changed, relative magnitude and all because of they are so called in passband also. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, please. Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
these two are doing fine. And this is eliminated to a great extent. Yeah. Yes, please. No. Then.
Sir, and the difference that we see in these is like the amount of attenuation which happens in the middle portion. So if we look closely, like for the 3 and the 7 and the 39, the attenuation in the middle portion is decreasing. Like for 3 it is the most attenuated, for 7 it is slightly greater, and for 39 we can see a small bump. So for this is, I think, because of if we go back to the previous slide, we will see that there is a ripple which is occurring for the higher order notch filter.
This one?
The previous one from this. Yeah, so we can see that there is a sharp contrast between, for the 39 order filter, there is a sharp contrast in the magnitude of, yes sir, of the notch. And
does it?
So like there is a contrast between the notch and the surrounding of the notch.
Yeah, surrounding there is a contrast, but we are placing it exactly at these 25 hertz. Okay. So you mean to say that this 25 hertz is not exactly at this particular point? Okay, got your point. Any other observation? Anybody else wants to comment on this? It is some kind of investigation you are doing. You are in a company providing DSP solutions, and some of your subordinate, fresh graduate from maybe not an IIT and some other place, depending on their level of exposure, they have come up with a solution. But you see that attenuation and other things are not working. Then how will you investigate and all? Yeah, somebody wanted to speak. Yes, please. Any other view? Any other point?
Maybe as we increase the filter order, means as we increase the number of points in filter, we are getting a better single frequency selector, and thus we see an up notch towards the other values. Means just because
if you increase the order, this is better. This is 39. No? This is 39.
Yes, sir. So only a single frequency. The problem is that just before a discontinuity, we usually get a higher rise in higher jump.
So you mean to say that this 25 hertz is lying somewhere here, not exactly in this point. So that's why it is showing a bump. Okay. More or less, similar argument than your friend. Okay. Right. I believe there is no further thing. Now I would like to give you a hint, because I can tell my point and I'll go to the next slide, but better if you can work out together. So the focus was mostly on the right hand side and whatever you have studied before and all. Now if you have not focused on the left hand side. So if you now look at this HN for 3, 7 and 39, do you see anything which maybe you do not know? Okay. Are you able to see? There is a temporary disconnection. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do you see anything which may be, may not be, that we have to investigate by further analysis, experimentation? Do you see anything, any difference over here?
So in the 39 case, initially the values are very small.
Right. Okay. What is it due to? So this is a convolution of Hn and Yn. This is the time domain signal for which you are getting the frequency spectrum plotted in the right hand side. Okay. So this here it is 3. So initialization is not a major issue. The initial values. Here to some extent. Here to a great extent, the initial part doesn't resemble the filtered signal because of the initialization issue, right? Okay. And if you do analyze, you will say, because I didn't give you enough time, so I think you can get it very on your own, that this 256 Hz or this 25 Hz will fall in the notch filtered region itself. It will not create any issue. I mean, as such that it is moving to its right or left of the notch to a great extent, so that the bump is there, so that you can analyze and see. So the same thing. Now you are discarding the initial thing because you know that there could be an initialization issue, and after the initial part, whatever you are getting is actual filtered signal, right? So this is what you are doing. Initial parts are getting discarded. Is it okay? Now you see what is happening. So you look at this region, 3 around that what is it called? Notch region, 25 Hertz region, this region and this region. Is it okay? So 3, 7, 39, 39 is doing better. Is it fine? Can I go ahead? Hello? Can I get an audio response that this part is understood, that this initialization part, initial thing will be need to be discarded to get a proper understanding of the thing. Is it okay?
So, can you please explain once why is the initialization responsible for the bump? Like, why exactly is that causing the bump?
So this is your impulse response,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So we wrote the equation Yn as 80 xn, you remember this thing, plus h1 xn minus 1
Yes, sir.
H2 xn minus 2.
Yeah.
Huh? We did that, no?
Yes,
That
sir.
convolution equation, etc.
Yeah.
So the major part of it, the happening thing, the weights are coming over here, initially all small values, and this is multiplying what? H0 x0, H1. So other H's are not contributing.
Yeah.
Because it has to be causal. We are considering that the initial values in the left hand side, if it is a online processing also, right, these values are all 0,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes.
So only when it is coming to this part, you see the effect of filtering. You can take further down, I mean, we have discarded half of it, right? You can take, because we are now in the towards the central values and all. So you have got sufficient information, but you can take further up to 40, up to 7 also.
Yes.
Does it answer? Is it okay?
Why is the the magnitude of the central part increasing when we include the almost negligible age values?
Which one? So this, because this part is not representative of the filtered signal.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
This part is not representative of the filtered signal. It will give you something.
Okay. Like some error values, right?
Some error value. And it may have this residual component of this mid frequency, 25 Hertz frequency.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good. Move ahead. So we have seen that the frequencies are, these weights are important. Okay, and with changing weights, the filter characteristics can change to a great extent, and a high pass filter becoming a notch filter and all, and we have seen its effect, and also we have understood the initialization part of it, which often we tend to ignore unless we do experimentation or simulation in a thoughtful manner on our own. If we just go by bookish knowledge, we might miss those things in practical applications. Okay, so these two things we have seen before. This is high pass filter, sorry, low pass filter, and this is high pass filter, right? These functions we had written before, we have seen before. Okay. Now we are looking at something where the signal is passed, okay, through a system which generates an equivalent unit sample response or impulse response, which is H1 minus H2. Okay, have you got my point? So what is this system? How will it look like? If I have a system which is represented by H1, okay, where H1 is low pass filter, right? And I have got another system, H2, which is high pass filter. Now I have got a subtractor. So somewhere there is a subtractor. So this side is plus and this side is minus. Now I have got Xn and I have got Yn. So now how do I connect? If I have a system like this, right? So how are Xn, Yn, H1, H2 related? Can somebody tell me? Have you got my question?
Will it be like a square wave which inverts itself at pi by 2.
No, no, I'm not going to that part. I'm saying if I have a low pass filter, which you have seen before, a high pass filter, generating impulse responses H1 and H2, and I have a system generated, an equivalent system generated Hn, which is H1 minus H2. So to which Xn is input and Yn is output. Then how these two are related? You get my point? System level, block diagram level. Is my question very difficult? H is an equivalent representation where individual entities are H1 and H2. One is low pass filter, another is high pass filter. Happens to be the case that the cutoff frequency is same. That is a separate issue. So subtraction here. So I thought you studied this before. Maybe we have also discussed before. So if they are in parallel, right, and if they are in series, okay, so parallel you will be having H equivalent is H1 plus H2. If they are added, if they are subtracted, H1 minus H2, and if it is in series, it will be H1 convolved with H2, the equivalent one. Do you not know it? If I replace a system having H1 and H2 impulse responses in series, one after another, the equivalent system will be of H, which is convolution of H1 and H2. Okay. And if they are in parallel, then it will be H1 plus H2. And if there is an adder over here, and if there is a subtractor, it will be H1 minus H2. So these are parallel system. Okay. So you can come back later if you have any difficulty on this basic premise understanding. So we are looking at 3, 7 and 39. We would like to continue with whatever we had done and just to see the difference. Okay. So this is what you will get if you do it in this manner. Okay. Do you get my point? This system where there is a low pass filter and there is a high pass filter, both are having cutoff frequency at pi by 2, and you get this system response, impulse response, which is like this. Now, if you compare with whatever we had done, is there any difference or they are the same? The previous case where we just forcibly made the coefficient 2 for a high pass filter. I'll just take it to that particular slide. This is the one. Just have a close look. Nothing very serious or so. We shall move a bit faster.
Sir, the
Sorry?
time domain. Sir, in the time domain, the samples which are contributing the most are in the negative direction in this case.
Right. And
whereas it is positive.
And magnitude also, magnitude part also, we have a close look
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and then we go to the other part. Okay. Okay, now we can tell, otherwise I shall tell and then we go ahead. So time domain, there is a difference, okay? But magnitude is same. I mean, magnitude response is same, except this part. This was 0.5 there, and this is 1. Because one is subtracted from the other, so basically two values added up. Okay. In other case, you just made forcibly the midpoint 0. Okay. And this is positive, that was negative there. Otherwise, the according to the values. So this will get reflected in the phase response. Okay. So it will be inverted in phase whenever you do convolution and see the output. Okay. So if you compare, so this is the comparison that I was talking about. So this is here about 0.5 and here you can see about 1. The excursion is there, but both are giving you a notch filter. And here this is your negative and this is your positive, right? Values were at 0.25 or so, the maximum. Here it is value is around 0.5 or so. Okay. Next, my question. Will it give bandpass filter? If I just look at the code, a low pass filter of omega C2. Low pass filter is my sink, there is no H there. And high pass filter, there is a H part. Okay, so this is the difference. Low pass filter of higher cutoff frequency and high pass filter of lower cutoff frequency. If you add it up,
it should be multiplied.
Huh?
Like if adding will not give a bandpass.
Exactly. So adding will not give a bandpass filter, right? Now, if somebody does it and all, again, it might show some such thing over here for higher order. Lower order you will not be able to see. Then you have to very clearly see the attenuation. It may look like a so-called bandpass filter, but you will see that the level is shifted. Okay, and of course with higher filter order, things are improving. So these are small issues that when you debug or when you see things are not happening as per requirement, you have to see whether you have made some mistake over here regarding this. Of course, this will give you a bandpass filter properly. Is that correct? You'll get a bandpass filter properly one after another if you simulate. The first one is like this.
Yes, sir. This will be multiplication.
Right. Right. And equivalent will be convolution, but you can do it stage by stage. So I leave it to you for your own work. Now, tell me whether it will give you a band stop filter. This is class here.
So this is like an all pass filter. This is again, I don't think.
Hmm?
It looks like an all pass filter.
All pass. This is pi by 4 and this is pi by 2. Did I make a mistake over here? So basically,
Yes,
this one I just copy pasted. So this is actually lower. Okay. So this copy pasting is bad. Okay. So this is higher. Okay. This is your low pass filter and this is your high pass filter. Will it give me a band stop filter?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You agree? Right. Earlier one was not giving me bandpass filter, but this is expected to give bandstop filter, right? So these are simple things. You can all, if you have learned the previous ones and all, you can see. Okay. And also when you pass a signal, you have to look at those initial values, etc. For higher order, its effect will be pronounced accordingly. Right? So this is doing fine according to your understanding. Right? We move ahead. Now we can see the signals and all. You can give actual, those 15 Hertz, 25 Hertz and 35 Hertz and check for ourselves that it is working fine. Okay. So this is what you see. Is it okay? 15 Hertz, 25 Hertz and 35 Hertz. This is pi by 4 and this is pi by 2. Pi by 2 is 25 Hertz and pi by 4 will be 12.5 Hertz. Then you are plotting and doing all those things. Initial values you are removed and all. Okay. So this is these three frequencies. Okay, 15, 25 and this is 35. And this is 39 order. Right? What you see here, what is your observation? 15 is totally eliminated. 25 is not. Okay? Because somewhere here. So it is in the transition region. And 35 is as it was. Is it okay? Can I move ahead? Is it on expected line?
Yes.
Good. So that was band stop filter by doing processing in parallel. So if you do processing in series, can I get a band stop filter by any of these two methods?
No, sir.
None of them will give me band stop filter?
No, sir. So it looks like all stop filter. Like everything is attenuated.
Okay. Now next question is here 15 fully stopped, 25 partially stopped, 35 not stopped. Okay. If only 25 Hz is to be fully stopped, then in the filter design, this is your filter design here, very simple filter design. What is to be changed? Sorry.
Sir,
What will you change?
increase the cutoff frequency of the low pass filter.
Right. Okay. And you would like to sheet everything here so that 15 Hz is in the pass band, right? And 25 Hz is sufficiently in the middle of the stop band and 35 Hz is outside the pass band. Okay. So you would like to shift these things towards right. Right. This is what you want to do. And accordingly, you will calculate the corresponding frequencies in the radian domain and substitute it here, and then you will convolve. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
All of you can get this point? Okay. So if you want a filter of a different thing to serve certain purpose, whatever your customer says, what you need to do, understand it, look at the corresponding cutoff frequencies and substitute it here. Okay. So that is how you can look at it, right? So this is one such example where you have taken 0.4 and 0.6. This is the filter design process from customer side to your side. So you have seen this is 0.3 pi, this is 0.5 pi, and this is 0.7 pi, 15 Hertz, 25 Hertz, and 30 Hertz, 35 Hertz. And you would want to use this framework. Okay. And then if you do, you'll find that some such things are happening. Okay. So I would like to stop here, but I think one point I missed. So in this framework, can I get a band stop filter by certain means? If I want two such system, low pass, high pass, okay, it is your choice how you do it. Can I get a band stop filter?
No, sir.
Maybe we can change the cutoff frequency, then
No,
add the
that may not maybe. You have to give me a scheme.
So WC1 should be higher than WC2.
WC1 higher than WC2.
Yes.
So this is your WC1. Okay, this is your 0.
Band pass.
This is pi. Okay, and this is WC1 higher than WC2.
Oh, sorry.
And this is
Sir,
your
take
WC2. Somebody wanted to say something?
Sir, we can take the low pass filters content to be above means above the pi range, means above fs by 2 or something like that. Means they both should have different sampling frequencies.
That is not what you will get in practical system. Two different sampling frequencies. XM is XM. It is somebody has sampled it. Now we have to give a band stop output. Customer wants it. Now you cannot ask the that thing system to change there. Okay, right. So it is the parallel path that we will take, and for the band pass filter, it is the series path that we will take, right? Unless we are doing something else. So we stop here. Mode of we shall start in the next class from here. So I'm now if you can spend 5 minutes on something which I'll post in the chat box, it will not require more than 5 minutes, and so please go through it and give your view, whatever view I am asking from you. It is very clear, self-explanatory. I'm stopping the recording. You just